Hello guys, this is Blackbox here. Today we'll be doing another video on the advent of cyber on TryHackMe. I just wanted to see how the video would be on YouTube as well. So we'll be doing day 4. I've already done the previous ones. I just wanted to be on the current session, which is day 4, and that's today. And it's scanning, mainly on scanning. So let's just go through it. I've already started the machine. I'll just copy this for now. And it says during the investigation of downloaded GitHub repo, Elfrican Macred identified a URL qa.santagift.shop that is probably used by all the elves with admin privileges to add or delete gifts on the Santa website. And the website has been pulled down for maintenance. And now Recon Macred is scanning the server to see how it's been compromised. And your Macred scan the network and find the reason for the website to compromise. So now when we scan websites, we always find open ports and vulnerable machines, even though they are closed, and that can help an attacker find a way to bypass those stuffs and gain access into that system. So it says the learning objectives are what is scanning types, scanning techniques, and scanning tools. So these are what is scanning. Scanning is a set of procedures for identifying live host, ports, and services. So I'll be skimming through all this just to make the video short. So now scanning is used to identify live host, ports, and services, and you could also use it to find domains, subdomains, directories in the web server, and open port. And from Nmap, you could see the service that is running and the version and the operating system that is running, and you can also use it to gain access into systems that are very much vulnerable. Identifying vulnerabilities and threats in the network. These scans are typically automated and give an insight into what could be exploited. And scanning reviews part of the attack surface for attackers and allows launching targeted attacks to exploit the system. And to exploit the system, you could just use Nmap to exploit that system as well during the scan, and it would give us back a result. Sometimes it's not successful, while sometimes it is. And you could also use a metasploit as well. And it says scanning types. We have the passive and the active scanning. And the passive scanning is scanning the network without directly interacting with the target device. And this is not with the use of Wireshark or Nimto, or you could also use Shodan as well to capture packets that is traversing through that network. And we also have active scanning, which is a scanning method whereby you scan individual endpoint in an IT network to retrieve more detailed information. Now I'm not sure, maybe GoBuster would fit into this type of scanning, but Nmap should as well. And scanning techniques, we'll be moving on to scanning technique. It says the following standard techniques are employed to scan a target system or network effectively. We have network scanning, and a network is usually a collection of interconnected hosts or computers to share information and resources. And this means that we have a group of computers where they are on the same network, like a school network or an office network, and they are all sharing the same resources. You could see when you go to this PC, you could see different drives there. That's what a shared network is meaning directly to. Now we also have port scanning, and this deals mostly on from Nmap scans, and we have the port range. Port number ranging from 0 to 65536, and the one being used is from 0 to 1000 and something. I'm not sure about that. So those ones are already used by already assigned. So yeah, so from 0 to 1023, and that's where we have our HTTP, SSH, FTP, while the rest are just anonymous and can be used for any other thing. Let me see what, and we have some as well over here. Okay, and when we do an Nmap scan, we always see some open port, and those ones are the ones that we could access. sometimes we may not be able to access it. And we have closed ports, and these ones are not listening on the network, and sometimes Nmap might give an error on those. And we also have filtered ports, which are open but are not accepting connections, and closed ports are host that is not listening to the specific port. So if we use Nmap, it's not going to give us a closed port result. That's why we always want to narrow down our Nmap scan to only show us open port. And sometimes we can remove the showing open ports so that we know what service is running on either the closed or the filtered port, and that way we could be able to enumerate how we could access that service. And we also have vulnerability scanning, and to, it proactively identifies the network vulnerabilities in an automated way that helps determine whether the systems may be threatened or exploited. The tool we could use for this is using Showdown, as this is a worldwide OSINT tool. So you could just go to Showdown and search up IP cameras, and you could find a vulnerable one and just continue your search up with that. Or you could also narrow down your search to, if you are doing pen testing, you could narrow down your search to that company's specific location and find vulnerable devices from that location. And the set scanning tools, we have Nmap, we have Deatiled from passive scanning, and we also have that's all for this one. And for Nmap, we have the -SS, the small letter S and the capital letter S for TCP SYN scan, which is over here. And we also have pin scans, which is the -SN, and operating system scan, that just allows us to scan the type of operating system that is on that network, and that's the -O. And we also have this detecting services, that is getting a list of running services on that host, and that is the -SV scan. And for Nito, it allows us to scan websites for vulnerabilities, and it enables looking for subdomains, outdated servers, debug messages on a website. And this, what they mean by outdated server is that some websites could be running outdated Apaches, outdated hosts, and I'm not really sure how to explain it. And those outdated servers could be vulnerable to attacks because they haven't been updated to the newest version. And some subdomains could also be available to public access that are either inside the network, and they shouldn't be. So let's try pinging. I want to ping, make sure I can connect to this system. Ping. I'll put multiple tabs. Sorry. Okay, I could. Ctrl C. Okay. And now let's try this Nikto scan over here, which is Nikto -host and the IP. Okay. So you could see from here we already have some. It's already enumerating the service and finding out that we don't have an anti-clipjacking S-frame option header in that website. So I don't really know what that means, but I'll do know that in the future. And I'm just going to close the scan and move on. So I'm guessing this, it says let's connect to the Samba service using the credentials we found through the source code. So let's just go over the questions. And it said, what is the name of the HTTP server running on the remote host? I'm going to start an Nmap scan with that. Now why I used this scan was, if we go back to this, it says get a list of running services on the host, and that's why I used the -SV. I'll just gotta wait for the result. Okay, so we already have the result, and the question was, what is the name of the HTTP server running on the remote host? So if we go to the port 80, that port is assigned to the HTTP server, and we can see that it is open, so meaning that you could access the server in the client side as well, and we could see Apache as what is running on that port. As the name of the server, as the name of the HTTP server running on that port. So if I submit that, that should be correct. Okay. And it says what is the name of the service running on port 22, and the service that always runs on port 22 is going to be SSH, which is secure shell. And if I go to port 22, we could see the service being SSH. Again, it says what file can you find after successfully accessing the Samba service. So if we scroll up a little bit, it says let's connect to the Samba service using the credentials we found, and from here we could see that we use our file explorer. So I'm just going to open a file over here, and to connect we use this. So you could just copy it out since it already has our IP address in it. Copy, and we also have the username and password to get access into that machine. So let me just make this large, and you can tell me my normal directory, home directory, and I just click as if I'm searching for something, and I paste in that SMB link. Okay, and we could see admin, print, and Samba shares, and this is the shares available on this IP. And if I click here, it shouldn't work because I don't have access to the server yet. So I just change it from connect as anonymous. So that is mine to registered user, since we already have a registered user, and that registered user will have more access to the system. And the username is Ubuntu and Santa 2022. Oh, sorry. And then I click connect, and you could see under the network section that we already have the admin panel on it. And the reason why is because SMB client is not on our local system, instead it's on the network, and that's why it's on the network section of our file explorer. And it says what file can you find, what flag can you find after successfully accessing the Samba service. So we have the flag.txt, and I'm sure that contains a flag. Okay, and thus I'll just copy this and I paste it in. Okay, and the next question is what is the password for the username Santa HR? So I go back and I see the user list, so that should contain usernames and password if I'm correct. Okay, and we could see Santa HR over here and the password, so username and password. Sorry, so I just copied this Santa 25. That should be the password. Oh, my bad. Santa 25. Okay, and that should be all for today's video, and thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it.